well. This won't be a very long live. Like most of my morning live streams, it'll be kind of a short live. So, as per my usual Fridays, I am representing the corporation. I don't know why I have sunglasses. Fucking darker outside. I can't see shit. There you go. Siri, where are you sending me? Siri's a nut. I swear, Siri sometimes goes from smoker lady to drunken sorority girl to like heathen witch. Like I never know which Siri I'm gonna get in the morning. Hey, good morning, Teresa. Good morning, Carpenter. How are you? So today's event is actually, I'm not shooting, surprisingly. So the two good shoots, I missed one deadline and I volunteered to work at the other one. So how's everyone doing? I hope you all are well. Hey, Johnny. Buenos dias. So this one is for a science society. It's actually geological geophysics group, and it's a fundraiser for the organization. Hey, Macabus. But what they also do is twice a year they take undergrads and high school kids who are interested in science on a trip out to the Rockies, to the mesas, and they backpack for a day. Like all the geological people I know are like major outdoorsy prepper types. So I'm surrounded by a bunch of engineers who are former military and a bunch of scientists who like to be in the woods with backpacks. So I'm actually in a good place. Unless we get nuked, if something happened, I bet we could shut our county down and make it into a little fortress with the people that are here, which I think is cool. They just built a new mosque here, which is really pretty, actually. And a lot of those guys work with us, too. And so it's neat because you got this cool mix of cultures, but everyone kind of works together and they do well together. So it's nice to be away from the politics of the universe, you know. What's going on, Daryl? Who else snuck in on me? Mad Shad, buenos dias, my friend. And CUCV Farmer. Buenos dias, Macabus, welcome. So, folks, when you get a chance to go practice with your pews, it doesn't matter which pew it is, just take the opportunity, even if it's one of those like, oh, I don't want to get out and get all my shit out of the closet and out of the safe. Just go. Trust me, I didn't want to get up this morning, but I'm not shooting, so I'm not going to be in the hot. I'm going to hang out at the main office. I'm going to have a lot of colleagues. Normally when I'm shooting, I'm only shooting with my team, right? So I only really see my guys. Today, since I'm working the front desk, I'm going to see everyone. So like all the guys in this group, and girls, I should say, all the men and women that are in this association, who I work with, many of them, I'm going to get to say hi to everyone, and I get tacos. Or kolaches. I get something for breakfast, so I think many countries will do that in a grid down. Yeah, I think so, and I honestly, a lot of people are like, oh, we're all going to die, like Hudson Valley. We all going to die Wednesday, right? But in reality, you think about it. Hey, Pennsylvania EMT, welcome. Hey, Dan. You think about it, a lot of people, the counties are going to lock down the subdivisions if they have half a brain. So true story, I have a colleague who works in Dallas, and she's awesome. She's one of the most brilliant engineers I've met. Really, really lovely person, really smart lady, and really aggressive in business. Like she's a bulldozer. She has no fear, right? And she and I work a lot together. Her family, she's originally from South America, and she immigrated here as a professional. She works for the corporation. She married a guy locally, and they have a family. And when the riots broke out in 2020, hey KP, I knew there were riots near her subdivision, so our comms were still up. I called her on Teams, and I'm like, hey, how are you and the hubs doing? Because the hubs, we all know each other. And she's like, well, my husband's on patrol right now. I'm like, what do you mean he's on patrol? I want to be on patrol. What's going on? Their whole subdivision basically used someone's trailer to block the main entrances. And then all the men and women did rotations in the subdivision with everything from shotguns to deer rifles to ARs. She's like, we look like an army base. She said, it's weird, but it's the people are protecting the home. And she said the only protesters they had show up were actually someone who was a photographer, was following an Antifa group, and this girl actually got hurt. Somebody hurt her. They don't know what happened, but she showed up. She's bleeding, and there's a guy with her, and he's like, my friend is hurt. We were taking photos for our college, and somebody hit her with a bottle or something. I don't know. Which is funny because she was like taking photos supporting the Antifas, and then they hit her with a bottle, which makes no sense. No, actually, it makes sense. And she said those were the only people. They drive by and they'd see all the civilians. I mean, there was one guy set up his deer stand in by the pool area in the subdivision, and he and the other guys were rotating on the little watchtower they made. They literally used an ATV to tow a deer stand that the guy had in the backyard. He hadn't set it up on his lease, to the middle of the subdivision so he could see all the entrances from one place. She said, I've never seen such organization. And she said everyone ate it up. The kids were out playing, the dogs were out, no traffic. They were ID checking people. The cops came by and they're like, technically you can't do that. And he's like, are you going to do it? Because if they come in, would you rather we just shoot looters? And the cops like, no, actually, you can keep doing that. Their cops were already up to their neck in weird people. They're like, I don't give a shit anymore. He's like, we got people being attacked downtown. Y'all protect your kids. So it was actually kind of funny that the only people that showed up was an injured Antifa photographer who got hit by a bottle by an Antifa. So go figure, which is silly. That's just stupid. I don't know. I doubt she's a photographer for that group anymore after they whacked her with a bottle. But yeah, the counties, the subdivisions, the people will figure it out. They did it in South Africa when they had the bad riots. There were entire towns. The police were going and knocking on doors, and they weren't taking guns. They were like, we need help. We can't protect the town anymore. There's not enough of us. And so the farmers and the citizens came out, and they're like trading ammunition. They're like, I don't have shotgun shells, but I have a shotgun. And the other guy's like, well, I have shells, but I need 308s. And somebody's like, I have a deer rifle. And they collaborated and they protected their town. And I think if anything, that's what would save small town America, is the small town mentality. Is that, and you just can't drive. Dude, your car looks like ass, bro. Cutting people off. Your license plate's upside down, cabron. And he's driving a BMW. That's a fucking $80,000 little car. And your license plate's upside down because you're retarded. And you cut me off. Go ahead, hit the dump truck. That'll make my morning. Some people shouldn't be driving. By the way, that light is not the sunlight. That's a freaking stripes. Like, oh, this guy's going to create a wreck. Alrighty, buddy. Yeah, don't drop that on me. I do not want that on my car. This guy got a man lift. Probably stolen. It might be stolen. Well, he's not running like he stole it. Hey, Hillbilly, good morning. Daryl and Canadian, buenos dias, happy Friday. So, but to the point, yeah, the counties, those communities will lock themselves down. But as I was saying at the beginning, no, money doesn't equate to brains. I'll tell you what, there's some people out here, they make a lot of money because they're willing to do the jobs no one else wants to do, so they get a premium, and that's fair, right? You're doing a shitty job that no one else wants, and they're willing to pay you more power to you. But then they buy jet skis and boats, and the nearest real body of water is 3 hours away. I'm like, what are you doing, man? Fix up your house. I love when I pass a house that the kids are clearly wearing like secondhand clothes. The house is in bad shape, but you've got over $250,000 in Cadillacs in your driveway. No, how about you buy a Honda and feed your fucking kids and give them clothes, right? This isn't judging like, hey, you don't have money or you have money. It's a question of what are you doing with it? If you have two brand new Escalades, which are $120,000 a piece in your driveway, but your house is terrible and your kids have bad shoes, Like, what are you doing, man? My dad busted his ass as a union guy his entire life, and I still got shit secondhand from the Army Navy store. Remember when Sears Roebuck was around, like the old Sears, and you got clothes there? It's status money symbols. Yeah, no, Dan, absolutely. And that pisses me off, though. You know, I could see, look, if it's a poor house, but you got like rundown trucks, but you clearly are working hard, and you know, your truck is beat up, but your kids have nice clothes and they look well fed. That's all right. Look, you're doing the best you can. I get it. I grew up in that. But you have $250,000 of car. Like, where do we don't teach the Dodge Hellcat now? Bro, I saw a Hellcat eat shit the other day. And it was a young guy. You could tell it was a young single guy, because his little girlfriend came out of that car. He was showing off. In his defense, the young guy, the girl was smoking. They were both in their 20s. She was gorgeous. Like, if that girl ever made like her own YouTube or an OnlyFans, she'd make a killing. Like, she was just gorgeous. But this boy clearly was showing off to the hoochie. And Bimbo Boy over there, he just wrecked that fucking Hellcat. And I'm like, you have failed on multiple levels, and you've probably scared the shit out of your girlfriend, who won't be your girlfriend next week because you almost got her killed showing off. You should have spent that money and taken her to a nice dinner. So yeah, stupid. I've seen many of those Hellcats stolen. That's a lot of horsepower for a lot of stupid. Like, for me, I'd rather get like a Ford Raptor, or what's the one Chevy has, the T-Rex. I'd rather get a puffy truck, because at least I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I actually have to work. I can actually put wood in the T-Rex or the Ford. I can't put it in a Hellcat. Like, to me, a Hellcat's largely useless for day-to-day purposes. Holy cow, Kent Quick made like really... God, I'm gonna be tasting that coffee for the whole weekend. Yuck. Gotta rep the Gold Diggers and Mickey T. Rep the Gold Diggers. But anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, if you get a chance to go out and shoot, yeah, T-Rex is an expensive truck, right? But if I'm gonna spend $100,000, I'd rather get a truck than a sports car. Like, that makes more sense to me, because I can actually do things with the truck. I mean, I could do things in a sports car, but mainly it's go around fast and be puffed up. Whereas the Raptor or the T-Rex, I can actually be like, you know what? I'm going to go, to the woods and go hunting or something. Powdered lime and body bags. Sees the sense of stupidity. Nice. So, come on, buddy. I got to go to that lane, and I don't want to cut you off. You go. That's a work truck, too, so he's probably on a schedule. And I try to be nice to the work trucks, because I know if they're running around with their flashers on, either they're late or they got called out in an emergency, and they need to move. By the way, did you ever notice the best food comes from these hole-in-the-wall places that during the day you wouldn't stop, but at 5 in the morning they're all lit up, and it's like, Antonia's Tacos or Polski's kolaches and Polish sausages, and you go there and it's like the best food. The coffee will make you taste color, and you're like, that doesn't jive. Your place looks so janky, but the food is so good. 100K, and I might get some used dirt. See, yeah, and then there's the other thing. If I had 100K to invest, I might just go get like, some yard equipment, and on the weekends be like, hey, you want to hire me out to do yard work, at X dollars an hour? I can figure out the math on an Excel sheet. Taste, color. Yeah. Oh, man, I had a coffee the other day. I could see sparkles and shit. I don't know what the hell cocaine they put in my coffee. I was like, you could hear, I had my own theme music in my head. It was terrible. I walked into the house, and Bentley immediately detected that I was lit. So he got lit, and that was just too much, man. I had to sit outside for a while and like get fresh air. So yeah, there's some coffee you just don't need. But folks, if you get a chance this weekend, go shoot pews. One, I find it relaxing. But two, anything you do to increase a skill set is good, right? Whether it's shooting clays or you just target practicing, right? Now, some people will say, oh, well, you need to do the tactical this and yeah, that's great, right? Training for a combat skill in an emergency, that's not a bad thing. But practice competency. You can even practice at home, y'all. Especially if you have a carpeted area so you don't like ding up all your mags. Clear your weapon, clear your mags, or if you get those snap caps, use those. And just do mag swaps in your living room. Mag swap, pick up your gun, pull the trigger, click, swap the mags, charge it, do it again, and just get through the habit of swapping mags. And yeah, hold on. Oh, hey, I'm getting land. Yeah, 100K, I may as well get land. Well, see, and then, Mad Shad, if you get land, right, for 100K, you could get acreage, right? Especially if it had, get some land, you could put a house on it, and then you could use part of it as a business, and then you get a write-off, because technically it's a business, right? So, and then you start doing what I had mentioned the other day. You start using the system to your advantage, okay? The Wall Street people aren't stupid, right? As our friend Donald Trump said, he knows the system is rigged because he uses the system. That's why he doesn't pay taxes. Remember, they made this big thing, oh, he didn't pay taxes. And they audited him, and they're like, he only paid $100,000 in taxes, but he had like millions and millions of this, that, and the other. But then it went away. Do you know why? Because every fucking loophole he could find, he used legally. On his property, there's going to be 8 of us shooting tomorrow. See, that's the way you do it. But even, okay, All-American Prepper, they use airsoft. He goes in the backyard, he sets up, and he just draws, right? It's good if you can get an airsoft that's the same model as your carry gun. So, if you carry, say, a Glock 19, find an airsoft that's a Glock. HK is making a whole line now of airsofts, and I'm a big HK guy. I'm going to find one, and that'll be my play pew, and, I'll go in the yard and or even in the house. The worst happens if I pop off a stupid airsoft across the house. I might give Jackson a welt on his little fuzzy butt, but now I've learned something, right? Oh, well, I draw from this holster, my finger hits the trigger. Maybe I need a new holster. Little things like that. But Katie's barbecue is closed. Oh, no. Oh, no, it opens later. I was like, man, that's a scary bar. That's one of those barbecue places that's like a fire hazard to go into. But yeah, folks, if you get a chance, if nothing else, clean your pews, right? Take them apart. Hey, Nunya. Oh, so one of my buddies, and one of my shooting buddies, I missed that shoot. I was actually shooting on another team. He won the MP5 and 22, whatever the hell they call it, that little pistol looking thing. And he was so happy, and he's like, but it has no buttstock because it's technically a pistol. And so he's actually going to SBR it and put a suppressor and use it as his ranch gun or something, which I thought was pretty cool. Or maybe it's a 9mm he's got. I can't remember. It's not the MP5. It's the SP89 or whatever it is. It's a little HK, but it's a pistol. But it's not like a USP or VP9. It's actually looks like a submachine gun. God, I can't remember what the hell he won. They make them. Yeah. But yeah, folks, if you get a chance, go out. Hey, Jason. Shalom, my friend. Practice a little. Well, this guy's in a rush. A speed limit's 45. I'm a little over the speed limit, and this guy just blew past everyone. That, my friend, is how you get tickets. Really, so you could turn here. Dumbass. I love when people cut off 5 different people. Oh, you're late for work, fucker. That's why you're zooming around, stupid boy. Yeah, by the way, if you're late for work, just take the late. Don't get in a wreck, for Christ's sakes. But anyway, folks, take some time, practice, and, like I said, if you don't have the time or you don't want to burn the ammo because it does cost money, yeah, you can do a 22 conversion for a lot of firearms. You gotta read the reviews. Some of them don't work as well as others, but you can do that kind of stuff. Practice cheap. or get an airsoft, or even practice with an empty firearm. You spend 15, 20 bucks on snap caps. Practice your trigger discipline, practice your draws, practice your reloads. Nothing wrong with that. And these are things you can do. Hell, I've been on Teams meetings with a headset, and I'm doing mag swaps on a table with a Bluetooth headset. Because nobody can see me, right? I turn my camera off unless I'm presenting. And I'm sitting there doing mag swaps and draws, and I'm listening to somebody yap about whatever the hell they're talking about. And man, Dollar General's popular today. I don't know what that's about. It's like 7 in the morning. I didn't even think that place was open. But yeah, do those things. Ammo's way down. Good. It's about time ammo's way down. Keep in mind, if ammo, remember, the market is the market, right? It goes down, it goes up. So if you find ammo low, that's a good time to buy. Because if you sell it or use it, you're shooting tomorrow on today's pricing, right? What I talk about with your food applies to your ammo and everything else. Right now, all the summer stuff goes on sale. Now in West Texas, it's always fucking hot except for like 3 months of the year. So all the short sleeve shirts, the shorts are all going on sale now. So I've been finding like 511 polos and short sleeve shirts with a button down. They're normally 55 bucks. I'm getting them for $17. And those are the no press. You wash them, you hang them, and they look pressed. So they're nice enough for me to use at work. I can tuck them and use them at work, and nobody noticed that I actually had a 511 shirt. So actually my wife picked up a crate of 9mm, like a crate, like 1,000 rounds. I don't know. She that was a few $100, and she walks in with this. She's like, I need help, and I'm like, okay. So I go to the truck, and I'm like, what the hell did you do? She said, I went to the gun store. They had them on sale, and it wasn't cheap. I mean, it's a few $100, right? And she goes, no, I'm shooting 9mm now. You're shooting 9mm, and things happen. So we just needed this. Okay, I'm not going to argue if the girl brings home, ammunition, right? Yeah, that's a keeper wife, by the way. If you have a girl who's like, oh, look, I just comes home randomly with new scopes and shit for her shit, I'm like, all right, you're just fun. I like you. So I got to get her an AR or get her acquainted with the ARs. I think she'll enjoy that more. Hey, Parabellum, what's going on? And, oh, somebody tipped over their little flat trailer. Oh, that sucks. All his water pallets are all over the county. God, that's got to be about $500 of water he just lost. That sucks. That's terrible. You can see I got a nice little sunrise. It's not as pretty as yesterday, though, is it? Yesterday was really pretty. Now it looks kind of dusty out here. But folks, look, take your time. Look for those sales. Fairport Harbor. But if you get a chance, later today I'm gonna shoot at the Clays. I have my HK 416, the one that I rigged up for 22, in the safe in the pickup. So when I'm done clay shooting here, I'm gonna run over to the tack bays if it's not too hot, and I'll probably go battle Super Chicken again. For those of you who never saw the Super Chicken video, you have to go back and find this. It's a live I actually was able to do on the range and didn't get kicked off because I never showed the gun. I just showed the targets. But Super Chicken was my enemy. I had a bunch of metal targets in this competitive range, and Super Chicken was this big-ass metal chicken. He would not go down. And eventually I got frustrated and shot him with a 9mm. Because the 22, you could hear it going ting, 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 and he'd just move a little. And I'm like, you mother, and down he went. But yeah, so Super Chicken is still out there. But I'm gonna go play with the 22 a little bit after the clay shoot, unless I get baked at the clay shoot, in which case if I'm too hot, I'm gonna say screw it. I'm gonna go home and make rum and coke and go sit in the backyard and pretend I'm dead. Ooh. Or go to the brew house and invite people. So that's the other fun thing about these shoots is afterwards we go to the breweries and we sit out in the patio and drink way too much beer. and it's the craft beer. So it's like, they say it's 9%. That's some bullshit. That's like 15-20% beer. Super Chicken was your enemy. Oh, you Peter Griffin. No, but he was, Super Chicken was real. I have video evidence of him. I'm not like that pretty hot chick in the airplane who was like, that mother is not real. Yo, that girl saw something that freaked her the hell out. It is, Jim. It's a great plan, man. Shoot clays, shoot metal targets, drink beer. Then go home, pass out. My wife will find me like in the bed already at 4 in the afternoon. She'll be like, why are you in bed already? I'm like, don't bother me. I drank beer. Leave me alone. Be all passed out. Dogs on the floor. Hell, the other day I was so tired after being outdoors all day, I fell asleep. I sat on the floor of my office. I was playing with the dogs. I fell asleep on the floor. Then the dogs fell asleep on me, and she came in and she saw me on the floor and it freaked her out. She thought I'd like had a heart attack or something. And then she realized the dogs were hanging out there. And she's like, clearly if you were in distress, the dogs would be freaking out now. And so basically me, the potatoes, everyone, we were all on the floor just kind of chilling out. Because now I understand why dogs lay down on carpet and tile. It's cool. It makes your body cool. And I'm like, oh, this is nice. And I'd been out in the hot all day. Alien chicken was an alien chicken. And I was full of beer at that time. So I was like, I'm done. To bed I go. So, but anyway, folks, yeah, if you get a chance, go shoot, practice. If you don't have a range or you don't have the time, you could do it at home. Just use snap caps. Be safe. So, Jim, one thing that we were talking about, Hudson Valley and I, and my mother's Spark, is having 3 different gatherings in 3 different places all at the same time. Because it's kind of hard for me to go from Texas to New York State, right? That's a long haul, even to South Carolina. From my part of Texas to get to the other side of Texas is 13 hours. No, it's 8 hours, 9 hours. You add El Paso, it's 14, right? And then I got to keep going. Hey, good morning, True American Loretta. Thanks for joining me. So, but there's no reason I can't get together with Texas Redleg, In Between Rescue, all the Texas preppers. We all meet somewhere, even if it's just like a coffee gathering or out in the park somewhere, and just get to know and like collaborate. And then my mother Spark does something, and then Hudson does something, and we do it all on the same day, where we can live stream 3 different channels and everybody's at the same time on each other's channel, just running their mouths. Because I think that would be funny as shit. So another Russian ship is lifting heavily. Uh-oh. Poland pew pew. By the way, folks, I don't know. I'm wondering if that whole fake revolt in Russia was an excuse to put Wagner in Belarus, but the Belarus folks and the Lithuanians and the Polish do not like each other. And Poland's prime minister is in the Baltics talking to the Lithuanians and Estonians because they're all pissed at Belarus right now. That's not bueno. And this is what happened in World War I, is it wasn't the big countries, right? Germany, England, France, and Russia that got into it. It was the smaller countries, Serbia, Austria, Hungary. The little guys got into it and dragged the big ones in. And I'm seeing that same shit happen now. And that's just going to be ugly. And like we're preppers, right? We try to be ready for hurricanes, floods, tornadoes. That same shit can be used for, you know, supply chain, World War III and whatnot. But most of the population is not what they were back in the 1940s. These folks are going to freaking melt. Could you imagine hipsters? No, Daryl, actually it completely changed the world order, and it's been weird since. But think about it. A lot of these hipsters. Now, what's funny on TikTok, and I know y'all hate TikTok. I like going there and getting put in TikTok jail. Actually, TikTok lets me get away with all sorts of shit except for showing a gun. Man, I went on a rant about trafficking. I got put in Instagram and Facebook jail, and TikTok let it fly, and it went viral. So I'm like, Facebook, that's what you get, Zuckerberg, you pedo. Anyway, I don't like Zuckerberg either. He's an asshat. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. But a lot of my followers on TikTok are a younger crowd. And I actually have people will send me a message like, hey, can you do a short video on how to make coffee without my Keurig? I just got my first apartment, so I'm assuming it's a young person. I mean, it could be an older person. I'm assuming it's a young person. And that's why I did that video of 5 ways to make coffee without a coffee machine. And I mean, it's 101 stuff for us, but this was a young person asking a legitimate question. And I'm starting to see the young ones are like, I'm getting texts from my daughter saying, what the hell are you doing? Because now my friends are asking her friends are asking her, hey, can you ask your dad to make a video about this? And if we can change the way Gen Z's understanding the world, hey, Heroic, good morning, buddy. And we start changing the way they see how things are put together, and that government isn't the devil, but it's not always there for you, and corporations run amok is not good, but socialism sucks too. And they start realizing that the extremes are terrible. That they should have freaking food. We might change something, right? We might change the way the next generation sees the world. I'm starting to see 20-year-olds make side hustles, like they work at a job and then they make t-shirts at night. And I'm like, that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. Dude, why are you tailgating me? There's like an 18-wheeler in front of me. Go the fuck around. Go have a wreck with him, pendejo. Now I'm gonna go slow just to be a shit. You can go around and have an accident. I don't care. Oh, he just realized he's up my ass. And oh no, I thought that was a drilling rig on fire. It's a flare. I gotta get you guys a video of a flare. I'm not authorized to go on that location right now. But the flares are cool to watch. Man, they've got crops out here. We got that early rain, and despite that triple-digit heat, they've got crops out here. And they've got deer feeders out, which means we'll have pigs and deer for the fall. That's good stuff, guys. I always like it when in the summer you start seeing signs of a good hunting season in the fall. And good fishing and all that stuff. Well, the fishing's far away. And God bless who put up all the drilling rigs over there. Holy shit. Man, they're getting after it over there. And I gotta go back to the big solar field. Like literally, I was on a hill, and from horizon to horizon was a solar field. Because they can't really plant stuff there. In between the solar panels were goats. So the guy has his ag write-off and his solar write-off for the landowner. And then the solar company made his farm, made his road. So, hold on, I can't see what Heroic put. My daughter's 13, she already started her own business. Good. I can't see all of it, man. It's all teeny-weeny on my phone. But no, that's good stuff. That's what the kids should be doing. They should be learning. When we went to the gun show, there was a 12-year-old, 10-year-old that had a table of scopes. She had jewelry and pocket knives. So my wife went there, asked her for the price, did the whole sales thing, and then we gave her cash. And my wife looked at me and said, you know why I did that? I'm like, yeah, you don't need a fucking knife. She's like, no, but that little girl needed a sale because now she has practiced her skill, and now she understands that that's how you do business. And that's a good thing, right? So if you see young kids with a lemonade stand or they're making t-shirts or whatever, go and support that, because I promise you, you're making an entrepreneur 10 years from now. Oh, and I'm on the dirt road again. Holy cow, y'all, the sun is so pretty. I don't know if I can flip this camera around. Hang on. Look at that. Tell me that's not pretty, y'all. Oh, and I'm blocking the entrance. I probably should move over and not be an idiot, huh? That is just a pretty sunrise. Yeah, and we're gonna go shoot. They're gonna go shoot clays. It's gonna be 102 this afternoon. So I never shoot in the afternoons. That's what put me in the hospital last time. Look up Ghost and Native Rendezvous, Hanging Rock, North Carolina. Oh, no kidding. Yeah, that's a pretty sunrise. So and the people are not here. I got here way early. That's fine. I probably gotta unholster my pistol so I don't sit there sweating with my gun. Um, yeah, when I go out to the woods, I I always bring a carry piece. No, I smoke them. So, by the way, y'all want to see a really cool refinery, or it's a processing facility. Hold on, I've got to back up to this guy's truck here. I don't want to hit the other guy's truck. That would kind of suck. Let me see if I can flip that camera around again. Do 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 do. I don't know if y'all can see that. Oh, I fucked up the. Hold on, I'm gonna have to take it off. Look at that. So that's not a fire. That's actually a flare. Um, because we don't have enough damn pipelines, we have a lot of natural gas that we can't ship anywhere, but it's a problem because now if we keep it in the system, right, the pipelines or the wells, they're going to overpressure. But we can't send natural gas with the oil because they have to have separate pipelines just because of the nature of the product. And so, but they come up together from the formation, so we have to burn it, which is sad because that's like thousands of cubic feet of natural gas being burned that could go to New York or any other place. But because we don't have the pipelines to do it, we can't send it anywhere, which is sad. Now, sometimes they'll do it if they get an overpressure in the pipeline and it's an emergency. Instead of having an explosion, you burn it away so it's not volatile. But yeah, hold on. Better be less than one arm's length away. What's left of the garden? Sunrise. Yeah, the sunrise is beautiful. Yeah, where was that one? Pennsylvania? That was in North Carolina? Hanging Rock, North Carolina. So, you know what? It was my corpsman actually. When I was in the Guard, for the civil defense side, we had a hybrid unit. So we had Navy, Air Force, and Army all mixed together. And he's the reason I have this. I've been keeping a tourniquet in my driver's side door because he actually said, as an EMT, because he was an EMT also, he said one concealed carry guy was being stupid. He said it was absolute stupidity. He was, for whatever reason, decided to sit in his car to clear his pistol, as opposed to maybe stand outside and clear in the vehicle, and shot himself in the leg, and he nicked his femoral, and he almost bled out. If it wasn't for a passerby with a belt, and that belt barely held because the passerby got his hands full of blood, so he was like desperately trying to keep this guy alive. And he's like, if you carry, keep a tourniquet here. He said the other thing is, typically people don't get in gunfights in their house. They have gunfights, they're somewhere else. And he said more than likely you'll be near your vehicle. So in October, talking about a fall rendezvous is truly awesome. Oh, see, that's cool. Yeah, that would be fun if we could do, because not everybody can travel because of work or schedule, but it would be really cool if we had multiple groups get together in different states, even if it was just a live stream, like from coffee shops, right? Like, 4 or 5 in Texas, 4 or 5 in the Carolinas, 4 or 5 in New York State, a few from the Rockies, and just get everyone on one big live stream, but as groups. And that would be fun. Although in this part of Texas, that could probably involve beer and go downhill. And man, if one of those freaking guys breaks out that tequila again, good Lord. There's some bougie ass tequila here. Like it it's bourbon level tequila. Like you can drink it on ice or drink it as it is. Like it doesn't have that, normally you get that janky tequila and you drink and you're like, and it burns your nose. This stuff, you put it in the freezer, it's like good real Russian vodka. It's like, and it goes right down and no burn, nothing. And then, 2 hours later, you wake up on the floor. But, oh, and I got two friends they left our company, but they got promotions at another company. And the young lady who I was mentoring, she loves tequila. And so she's a girl from San Antonio. So me and the other guys are like, we got to get her bougie tequila. So there's like a tequila out here. I mean, it's super refined, put in the ice, put in the freezer, and then you just pour nicely. You save that for the special occasions. So we gotta get some of those for those guys. Hey Joe, did Joe just sneak in on me? Joe. But yeah, BAMT, that would be fun to have all those little groups meet at once, even if we're 3 states away. And I have to send Joe a baby bougie tequila. I actually found the baby version, Joe. I got to go back to that store. That's another service member. Actually, Shad, I think the guy was in the Corps. And he went into the energy sector. And when he got laid off, he loved whiskey. And so he opened a booze shop. And I probably should do a short video for him, do my small business shout out with him and his wife. And she's like Cuban and he's Mexican. So they like all these different liquors. But they have a first Recon bourbon, and it's the shape of a freaking standard canteen in the canteen holder with a little red 1 on it, but it's a bourbon, and it's just freaking cool. So I gotta get a picture of that, but that's expensive as fuck. Like even like as an engineer, I'm kind of like, ooh, that's a lot for that crazy ass tequila. But I'll post a picture of it if he has any in stock. He gets them like every other month. But there's a lot, man, Shad, there are so many freaking Marines in the middle of this desert. I asked one of them, like, why did you all join the Corps? Like, you'd think, oh, you grew up in dirt, be in the Army, right? And they were like, we wanted to see the ocean, but we like to shoot things. So we went to the Marine Corps. And then they wound up in Iraq, and he's like, this fucking sucks. This is worse than home. And it's like, well, guys, I can't help you there, buddy. But yeah, that was the rationale I got from them was I was ambushed by moron relatives last night. Joe, yeah, Joe, it seems like people are causing you more problems than tequila in a stainless steel cup is very nasty. Yeah, I've tried that. That's wrong. You need the glass. The nice little glassy things. Ooh, I wonder, you know what, Joe, Mad Shad, you guys just gave me an idea. For my Christmas giveaway, I should do a booze basket. Like one of the gifts should be a booze basket. That would be funny as shit. Parabellum, Iraq, so hot you can catch flies in midair. Yeah. My brother, he's Navy, but he got stationed out in Middle East for a while. And he said it reminded him, you ever play Mario Brothers in the desert where the sun literally comes down and tries to kill Mario? He's like a little angry sun. He starts whacking the shit out of all the characters. He said that's what the sun was like out there. That was his description, which I thought was funny as shit, but that's it. Constitutional Carpenter, that's it. It looks like a little genie bottle, but it's long and it's white and blue. Does that include Cuban cigars? I don't know if I can get Cubans here. I can definitely get the Honduran and the Colombian cigars here, which are really good because they're Cuban seed. I got sunburned in a tent. Holy shit. So my company wanted me to go out there and on like 30 and 30s before they ultimately they changed the model. And no, yeah, Sandbox was after my time. When I went back in, it was after the sandbox time. It was already spinning down. And I wound up in civil defense shit. So, yeah, so I got like hurricanes and floods and shit, which actually was cool because that was like the good side of the guard, is being able to help people, you know, and you got to meet the cops, the firefighters, the coasties, you know, even like the Navy medical people who came in to support from the docks. And you got to meet all these, the FEMA people, and, oh, you did Africa. Ooh. My son just went through Djibouti, the middle boy, and he was like, yeah, that was not awesome. Sandbox enough for both of us. Oof. So, but folks, yeah, look, if you get the chance to train, you get the chance to participate. Oh, they finally opened the door. Do that. Have some fun. And, oh, Parabellum, you went during the ugly, ugly, ugly times. Oof. Had to scream at relatives over an hour yesterday. I checked on Manor House, not anyone else. There you go, Joe. Sometimes you got to do that. But folks, I'm going to go help these folks set up for this shoot. I don't know if I'm going to shoot. If I do, I'll go take some pictures. But more than likely, I'm going to drink coffee and eat tacos and bullshit with people. So, which should be fun. But anyway, guys, look, you guys be careful out here. I gotta find my business cards. Ta-da, fancy business card holder. That's another free shit Friday right there. It's bougie. Also, signal mirror. See, multiple purpose. Anyway, guys, you guys be safe. Take care of yourselves out there. Do something fun this weekend. Don't blow a gasket. And help somebody out if you can. If nothing else, take a break. There's a lot going on. It's exhausting. Don't blow a gasket. It never serves a purpose. Help each other out. And if you can do something fun, even if you're just dry firing with snap caps, do it. Get that practice in wherever you can. It doesn't have to be on a range. You guys take care, and I'm going to keep these guys out of trouble. We'll see you later.